So just a week ago, during the Syracuse JavaScript meetup, we took a look at Astro for the very first time. I've never checked it out, and just today, January 24th, uh, Astro 2.0 was announced. Um, I have my own website in Jekyll. It's pretty low maintenance, and honestly, I don't know Jekyll very well. Just got learned enough to get something working. You can see my website at sethkaylaweeks.com, and it's got a mix of programming and personal blog items in there. Very simple. Again, very low effort and didn't do much with it. But I thought it would be really cool to see how I could convert this site to Astro 2.0, especially since they have this new thing for content collections. So I'm going to give that a try. Just jump right into it. So let's start by creating a new Astro site. Let's go to docs. Okay, we'll do installation. Okay, create Astro latest. It's nice that they have PNPM. I wasn't getting in PNPM working with Remix recently. I'm going to give it a try here. All right, so I'm going to do this in a different repository at the moment, and then if I like how it works, I'm going to create a branch and then migrate my site to Astro, because it should be able to use GitHub Actions to deploy it as well. So we're going to create this as personal blog for now. We'll do it with a few best practices. And while that's going, let me just read through this. Starter templates, okay. Yes, we'll install the PNPM dependencies. So I think what I'm going to try and do first is just get some of my blogs migrated over and see how that works. We're not going to do a new Git repository. We'll do strict TypeScript. I'm pretty new to TypeScript, so we'll see how well I do here. Okay. And then open that up in VS Code. What else am I missing here? Okay. All right, let's see what it ships with at the beginning. We'll do PNPM run dev. What's it got here? We got a source directory with components, a card, a layout, and one page. Okay, welcome to Astro. All right, let's see what we got here. Localhost 3000. Okay, I had this issue recently. Close 3000. Okay, welcome to Astro. Get started, open directory sources pages. Tweak it. Okay. Let's see how to do this type safe markdown in Astro. Content Collections API. Content collections work by organizing local content into collections inside the project's source content directory. All right, so let's start by creating a source content directory. Content. Oh, what happened there? Okay. And then we're going to have collections. Interesting. How do I want to organize this? For now, I'm just going to put everything inside blog, and then built-in query functions provide hints inaudibly as you type. Okay. Everything inside a collection is type safe, including your front matter. Define a collection with an optional schema, and Astro will ensure that every file has the correct front matter with TypeScript types automatically generated for you. Use a Zod for that. Better errors for everyone. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's go to the collections guide. That'll be helpful. Astro stores important metadata for content collections. Astro directory. Okay. Organizing with multiple collections. Okay. Organizing with subdirectories. Defining collections. Okay. So inside of content, we need a config.ts. Under content, we need config.ts. And inside of there, we're going to define our collection. Define collection. Can I find module Astro content or its corresponding type declarations? There may be a note about this in tsconfig. Strict null checks true. If you do not already extend Astro's strict or strictness recommended TypeScript settings, you may need to update your tsconfig to enable strict null checks. Defining a collection. Okay, so why do we not have why is Astro contents not there? Content collections. Well, let's just define copy this over and keep it simple for now. Blog collection will be this key should match your collection directory name and source content. We do have a blog collection. Okay, good. Got to import Z as well. The schema will be Z to object title tags image. Okay, so let's actually copy over some of my stuff from my blog. So we'll copy from SethKalebWakes.com. We'll copy over the text stuff. Let's do the Today I Learned posts into content. That's what I want. Content blog. Oh, okay. Yeah, posts. Content blog is not a directory. Source content blog. Okay. Alright, so in here, the front matter that I have is title, date, and layout. Let's just make sure that it has a title for now. Okay. Alright, so it's not happy at the moment, but let's see. Defining multiple collections. As your project grows, you're also free to organize your codebase, move logic out of the source content config file. Defining your schema separately can be useful for reusing schemas across multiple collections. All right. Using third-party collection schemas. Okay. Defining types of SOD. Got it. Defining custom slugs. Okay. Querying collections. Provides two functions to query a collection and return one or more content entries. Now I know that when I went through the tutorial, you could have a, you could just simply take these guys and have pages with markdown. Let's give that a try. Welcome to Astro. Let's see, I guess it would be that whole URL. 2023. Let me copy over one of those. Nope, that's not working. Do I have to do / oh, hold on. Not responding. Did get an error, but nothing showed up in here. Can I find module post imported from? Can I find module post? So the markdown is referencing a post. I guess that's the layout. Okay. Because I don't actually have a layout called post. Let's close out these guys. I don't know what's going on. Okay, there we go. So let's remove this post guy and remove these as well. Okay, remove this one. Hey, okay, interesting. Okay. That's looking all right, I suppose. So now, I guess the goal is to. I'm not really making use of the typed content thing yet, content collections. So filter content entries with draft true front matter. Let's see if I can make a list of the content from okay, let's create inside the index Astro. Let's just import get collection, get entry by slug, Astro content, const all blog posts, await collection, blog, and what we're going to do is loop over the titles of all the blog. Okay. So we'll do just a just do a all blog posts dot map post dot, and it should be able to give me all the stuff in that schema there. Why is it okay? Interesting. It's not seeming to use my schema from here. I have schema and title. Or sorry, title is really the only thing in there. I have a feeling that this is not currently being used. I remember that there was something that this generates in the Astro somewhere, and I don't believe that's happening. Okay. You know what we're going to take a look at? What's his name? It's a really good video that was released yesterday? Today? That's not what I want. Let's go to switch account, go to my subscriptions. Jack Harrington? Is that right? Jack Harrington had a good video on Astro 2.0 yesterday. Okay.
When Astro 1.0 came out, it was revolutionary.
Okay. Setting up the content collections.
So in this case, we've got the title in the front.
Okay, so he's got...
We go in there and fire it up. Okay, looks good. The first thing we're going to do is create a content collection for our YouTube videos. So what is a content collection? Well, let's go and take a look over at the documentation. So here's the documentation for content collections in Astro. What we're going to do is we're going to create a directory called source content, and within that, we're going to have videos, and within that, we're going to have a bunch of MDX files. And that's going to be our content. Now let's go build that. So over here to our source directory, and we'll go into that. Now we'll create a new folder called content. And within that, videos. And I'm just going to add a video there. So this is an MDX file, and it's roughly set up into two sections. At the top, we've got thumbnail.
Got thumbnails, and then...
This collection is we need to define...
Got to define the schema. Okay, so let's get to defining the schema.
Collection, and we're going to define a collection called videos collection, and then export that on a key called collections. So you can have multiple collections of different types of content, and they can be interrelated. In my case, we're going to have videos, and we're going to have roadmaps. I'm not going to get into roadmaps in terms of a construction in this video, but if you look over at the code for that project, then you go and see how I do roadmaps. And let's go build this. So over here in content, we're going to need a config.ts. And in there, I'm going to bring in Z, which is a wraparound Zod, as well as define collection. And then I'm going to define a schema for our video collection. And then we'll export that. So what do we have in our videos? We have of strings. That is optional in this case. That's fine. What is the syntax? Well, this is all Zod. So Zod is a way of, you can also infer from a Zod schema for all of these types, which is really awesome. Then that is going to have URL with a height for medium, high, is public, and then a short, which is a boolean. And that's it. That is our configuration for a video schema. And the way that it's connected to that directory name, videos, is down here. So we got videos is connected to video schema. So it looks like we're good to go. All right, so now that we've defined our collection, let's go over to the homepage, which in this case is index.astro, and then we'll implement getting the collection and just getting the data from it. See how it looks. Now in this Astro 2.0 starter project, there are three different types of files you can work with. One is a .astro file, which is what we're looking at here, which is an Astro component. Another one is the MD or MDX files as a markdown. And then finally, there's .tsx files, which are going to be preact files. This is the Astro file for the homepage. And when it comes to Astro files, in that front matter section, where with MDX we had YAML, in this case, we've got TypeScript, which is awesome. So let's go bring in our Astro content. So what is Astro content? Well, Astro content is a TypeScript declared namespace. You can actually see it over here in .astro. It's automatically generated by Astro for you. You're declaring Astro content. We actually have down here the videos kind of listed out. They're not completely fleshed out. We actually go and get that stuff on the fly, I think, when we build. So now we got our collection. We can just go and get the videos from that. And I'm just going to drop in here a JSON stringify that shows all that. Now let's go take a look at our page. And there you go. How freaking cool is that? That's amazing. All right, let's go back to code.
Let's take a look. In that directory there, let's see. We had, .astro types. Did it actually create our... Oh, I think I'm seeing it there. Okay. Yeah, look at that. So we do have the content there. Even though we got some red lines here. Unknown word. Okay, interesting. Okay. Let's proceed and see if we can get this working now. What was that last thing he just did in the... He did all videos await get collection videos, and then just did a stringify. All right. I think what we can do is we can map over the posts and just do post.type title. We didn't have a title in the schema. TypeScript's not giving me any help here at the moment. Post dot title. I'm going to do a span, and we're going to do inside of here post the title. Okay, let's go over to our home page and see if we have the titles at all. Nothing. Okay, let's do a JSON dot stringify of all blog posts. Let's see what we have there. Okay. ID, slug, and then body are the only things on it. So let me go back to the map, and then we're just going to say post dot slug. Hey, okay. Go back here. There we go. Okay, interesting. So if I want to kind of replicate what I have right now, just make it look like this page. Let's do first a layout. And in that layout, we're just going to have, we're going to have title. I have the title and the tagline, but let's just stick with the title for now. Okay, so we're going to have this top bar on every page, which we'll call header. And then we're going to have inside of that header some bits that says, can I bring in Tailwind? Let's set up Tailwind in here as well. It has some nice defaults for us. Let's see if that's a tutorial on how to get this set up with Astro. They usually have like there's one that said how to use it with Remix. I know that. So let's see if they have one with Astro. Astro, nope, they don't. Okay, well, let's see if we can figure this out in here. We just need to do these two commands here. Gotta change that to p-npm. Go back to here, do p-npm install Tailwind CSS. We're going to do an npx. I believe that's a pnpx. Does pnpx work? Tailwind CSS, isn't it? Seems to be okay. Hasn't complained yet. Okay. It's supposed to look at HTML and JS files. I'm not sure how to set that up correctly with Astro in that sense. Let's use their default and we'll do an input CSS in our source. How does Astro do styling usually? Astro has right now I'm not seeing any CSS. So we'll do just a new file and say input CSS. And start the Tailwind CLI build process. Let me get that set up with our dev run thing. So we're going to do a dev CSS. And we're going to make a command here that says Tailwind CSS. Actually, you know what? I bet you looking at the looking at one of these will give us an idea of how to set it up well. Okay, there we go. Dev CSS, Tailwind Watch, styles, app CSS, app styles. Okay, so here we have instead, we're watching source input CSS, and then we're going to do source styles app.css. Sure, why not? We'll play around with this and get it working how we want it later. Now for the dev, we need to make it so that it concurrently does both of these. Okay. So concurrently runs dev CSS and runs remix dev. In this case, that will be concurrently runs npm run dev CSS and Astro dev. Making sure I do a end of those quotes. Cool. Yeah, we should get the build in there as well. So build CSS. Stick that in there. And this becomes npm run build CSS and remix build. So I gotta make sure I change any npm to pnpm. Okay. Concurrently pnpm run dev CSS. Good. All right. Let's stop the server and then see if Tailwind is. Oh, I've got one more thing, right? We add the directives. We have to make sure we import the styles and add it to our style sheet in our layout, I suppose. We put it in styles app CSS. Is that where we put it? I think so. And then we'll do a link rel equals style sheet. href equals styles. Is that what I want to do? I think so. All right, let's give that a try. Permission denied when doing concurrently pnpm run dev CSS Astro dev. Let's see if there's a tutorial on how to do Tailwind with Astro. Part of the Astro guide. Okay. All right. There's one command that we could have done. All right, so let's undo what we've got there. I'll delete this one. We'll delete it from the package JSON. Remove it from dev CSS and build CSS. Bring this back to Astro build. Bring that back to Astro dev. Okay. All right. Let's run that command and see what that does for us. Yep, let's add it. Installing dependencies. Define config, import Tailwind. Please do. Okay, integrations. And it created a Tailwind config for us with the stuff that it needed. Cool. Did it also update our dev for us? It did not. But that might be part of that Astro config Tailwind thing. So let's read on and see if we need to do anything else. Usage. When you install the integration, Tailwind's utility classes should be ready to go right away. Okay. So, should be ready to go. I don't think I need this input. I don't know if that was required or not. Okay, let's give that a try. PM run dev. And see if we have Tailwind. Let's try it out. We'll put in a class of well, let's just say PG Blue 400. Let's see what that does for us. Internal server error. Okay. So now it's yelling at, this is how it goes by typo in the import path. Okay. Maybe it doesn't like what I did here with the styles. Let me remove that. Let's open a new tab here. Okay, interesting. Nothing in our header. Let's make sure the layout's there. Okay, the layout's there. Not seeing the Tailwind classes work though. It said that it should just be working. Let me make sure I'm using a good Tailwind. Actually, here. So go to the docs. I wanted this to be like max width, being probably 5XL, max W 5XL. And then I want the text to be centered as well. Text center, is that right? Text center. Text align. Text center is right. Okay. So it doesn't appear to be working. Let's see what I'm missing here. If you use the quick install instructions and said yes to each prompt, you'll see a Tailwind config CJS. Use this file for your Tailwind configuration changes. Configuring the integration config.path. Apply base styles. By default, the integration imports a base CSS file on every page of your project. This basic CSS file includes 3 main Tailwind directories. This can be useful if you need to find your own base.css. So it's supposed to be doing that for us as well. Why class does not exist with apply directives? Class-based modifiers do not work with apply. Let me just make sure I didn't miss any steps here. Tailwind is also a great choice. Add styles to React, Preact, install components. Okay, installation, quick install. We did the PNPM Astro add Tailwind. I'm just trying rerunning it. What happened there? Okay. We have our Tailwind config. We've got our Astro config with an integration of Tailwind. We have in our package JSON Tailwind CSS as dependency, along with Astro and Tailwind. All that's working fine. Let's restart the dev server. Oh, I'm seeing these styles look familiar as if they're from Tailwind in there. Maybe I'm just not using the using Tailwind correctly here. Let's do text text red 400. Is that right? Nope. Text white. Let's try that one. Very interesting. Okay, so I'm not getting Tailwind working here. Let me actually watch this video. Well, let's take a look at the manual install. What happens? npm install. It's basically just that integrations Tailwind. That's it. Okay.
Hey everyone, I'm Dan, and today I'm going to show you how to use Tailwind CSS with your Astro project. You can see I've got a basic Astro site here, and it looks pretty boring, so I want to add some styles to it. I'll click this button to open up a new terminal where I can run the command mpx astro add tailwind. This command can be found in the integration docs, which I will be sure to link. It prompts me to permit it to modify the configuration file to support Tailwind, and I'll go ahead and hit yes to that. And now it wants to install Tailwind itself, and I'll definitely hit yes to that. Once that's done, it wants to generate a Tailwind configuration file automatically. So I'll hit yes, and all I have to do now is restart the dev server, and we can see I've got some great styles already written out in Tailwind in one of my components. Let me just make the header bold using Tailwind. And there we have it, Tailwind in Astro.
All right, well, looks like we did all those steps, but not seeing the results. Let me try doing this in an index Astro instead of the layout. Let's say main class max w5xl text center. Nope, not there either. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going on there. wonder if these, I'm gonna test to see, because I can go to those pages by like copying one of these slugs and then going to it in the URL, and that's just going to the pages one. How do I go to the content, or is it just /blog? Nope. Okay, so got content collections. Generating around some content. Okay. Building for server output. If you're building a dynamic website using SSR support, you're not expected to generate any paths ahead of time during doing the build. Instead, your page should examine the request using Astro request and Astro programs to find the slug on demand and then fetch it. Static app. Okay, that's what we want. If you were building a static website, you would use the getStaticPaths function to create multiple pages from the single source pages component during your build. From a single source pages component during your build. Call getCollection side of the getStaticPaths to query your content, then create your new URL paths using the slug property of each content entry. Okay. Generate a new path for every collection entry. Let's give this a try. Oh, okay. Pages post slug to Astro. Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay. So I want to remove these pages. We're going to create a page called slug Astro. Import get collection. Oh, interesting. What did I miss here? I missed the triple dash at the top. Okay. Import get collection from Astro content. Generate a new path for every collection entry. Get static paths, blog entries from await collection blog. Map each one to params slug entry.slug. Props of entry. Don't think I have a slug on each one. I don't. Can I just use the name of the file? That'd be kind of cool. Let's see if that's a case. That's the case. Passing content as props using content master templates. Defining custom slugs. Every content entry generates a URL-friendly slug property from its file ID. Okay. The slug is used to query the entry directly from your collection. It's also useful when creating new pages. You can override an entry's generate slug. Okay. Very nice. So I should be able to use entry.id as the slug, I believe. When it's time to render, you can get the entry directly from the prop. Okay, TypeScript doesn't like this ID here. Property ID. Property SL does not exist in type. Oh, okay, it just took a while to catch up. When it's time to render, you can get the entry directly from the prop. Entry astro.props. Const content. Wait, entry.render. Let's see if that works. Okay, so that doesn't like it, but if I go back again to that page, not happy. Okay. Okay, so that's okay. This guy is supposed to be, this is supposed to go to the slug page. Is there a way I can maybe log this to make sure I'm getting, I don't think think this JavaScript runs client side, but I could be wrong. Let's do console.log slug. See what we got here. Posts, entry.slug, Astro props. This will generate a new page for every entry in the blog collection. For example, an entry at source, content blog, hello world, will have a slug of hello world, and therefore its final URL will be posts/hello world. Okay. I'm really struggling with Astro today. Layouts, index Astro. So we're able to, let's make a href to the post.slug and then make it post dot, what do I have on the post? TypeScript's supposed to help me out here, but it's being really slow. ID. Yep. Be helpful to have a closing A tag there. Okay, so those are now links, which is cool. But it's not working to generate the pages. So we've got a dynamic ID of slug.astro that's supposed to, I don't see where I'm using that slug anywhere. That's the missing part for me. Why is that called? Why is this called slug? But I wonder if this is a typo. I'm wondering if this file should really be called entry. Because let's take a look at their routing. Let's learn a little bit more about how routing works here. Dynamic routes. So if I have an Astro page can dynamic route parameters and filing to generate matching pages, you might create an author's author Astro file that generates a bio page for every author on your blog. Author becomes a parameter that you can access from inside the page. In Astro's default static output mode, these pages are generated at build time, and so you must determine a list of authors that get a corresponding file. In SSR mode, a page will be, okay. So if I have a dog Astro, yeah, okay, so parameter there is dog. And then we have this get static paths, which does params of dog Clifford. So I think this really should be called, let me actually modify this because I'd like this to be called post.astro. This guy will be called post. We'll put post here. Post.render. Get rid of that console log. Yeah, just for completeness sake, I'm going to make this post as well. We'll grab the ID, make it slug. The props will be post. Let's see if that helped. Okay, let's go back to the home page. Click on one of these links. Oh, still not there. Okay. Are we getting any sort of possible dynamic routes being matched? Source pages post. Astro. A get static path route pattern was matched, but no matching static path was found for requested path 2023 TIL Analytics Jekyll Open Graph. Okay, is that because it needs to be... Am I not seeing this blog thing? Okay, so let me think through all of this. When we hit a post thing, it needs this get static paths, which, let's give this a try. Let me do this dog guy and see how I can get that one working. Comments in Astro is a little weird. I think what I need to do is comment out the JavaScript separately from the markup. Okay. And let's put this at the top. Make it a little happier. I'll just delete this for now. I don't really want to lose it. So I'm going to take this bit and put it up here, and take this bit, put it here. All right, so this one is looping over all the dog ones. I'm going to change this one to post. Params. Okay, so if I change all these guys to post, and go back to here and say Clifford was one of them. Okay, so that's working. So let's kind of migrate this over. I'm importing get collection, which should give me a list of stuff. Okay. We want to export a function, get status paths. I'm awaiting the get collection of blog. I'm mapping over it, creating a params with a slug. Okay. This guy also needed to match the post. The props of post. I think that's what's going on there. So if I do that, uncomment that, delete this, comment this, go back to this page, home page, click on one of these links, and interesting. Did I accidentally right click on it or something? It's trying to download it. Interesting. What's going on there? Open link in new tab. Why is it trying to download the file? I got some funky things going on with my keyboard. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so still not working, but I think we're a little closer. So what worked with the... Let me undo what I had there. What worked here was that This params post had to match. Let's see. Let's see if I can get blog entries. Make sure. I don't know where that's going to get logged or if it's going to get logged, but we'll give it a try anyway. Okay. Okay, check the console logs on both ends. I didn't think it would be logged there, but we'll see if it gets logged on this side. Yeah, there we go. Interesting. Okay, so I got the whole thing there. The ID, interesting. Okay, so I really do want this to be slug. ID had the .md at the end of it. Ah, okay. That might be what we need. Hey, look at that. Okay, it's not looking great. The markup is having some issues rendering, but we're getting there. We are getting there. Okay, so I'd really like to have Tailwind working now, because I'd like to be able to style this. But that's still not working. Still have the Tailwind classes on there. Let's check to see if any style sheets are being imported here. Okay, we've got a base CSS being injected in. So that's happening by default. The Tailwind stuff is all there. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Maybe the base CSS doesn't come with the styles that I'm expecting. Yeah, Tailwind's definitely there. But the classes are not working. Manual install integrations of Tailwind. Let me just make sure our config looks like that. Import Tailwind from Astro config. Astro.js Tailwind. Integrations of Tailwind inside there. It's looking great. So, what's the deal? What is the deal? Well, would love to be able to use Tailwind here. What can I do? Let's see what other sort of integrations they have. Troubleshooting. Others. If your installation doesn't seem to be working, try restarting the dev server. I've tried that a few times. If you didn't save a file and don't see your site updated accordingly, try refreshing the page. If refreshing the page doesn't update your preview, or if a new installation doesn't seem to be working, then restart the dev server. Alright, let's restart the dev server. It's interesting to me that it refreshes the Astro site as well. Okay. All right. Let's get the skeleton of our site kind of working here. We're going to have posts mapped out here in our main. Let's just have our layout have our each one with Seth, Kayla, Weeks, with a link in it as well. Href home. Okay. So on every single page, we'll have a link to the home page. Slot for everything else. And then on the home page, we'll have a unordered lists, and this is where we map over it and create a list with a link to the post slug. Post ID? No, we want we actually want post slug as well. Or if it has a title. Does it have a title? I think so. Yeah, let's do post title. Post title. Good. And we have in here, we have the date underneath it, or on top of it. I don't know if I do have the date. Okay. So we'll do inside of here a H2 of post dot date. I think I need to add that to the schema. So we'll do this and we'll add to this the date z dot date. I don't think it's called date though. It is called date. Sweet. Okay, so that means now that we should just be able to go over to. I really wish I could scroll right to left here. Okay, post date dot JavaScript date format. There's a way to format dates nicely. In JavaScript, and I don't remember how to do that. To local date string. Okay. ENUS, weekday long, year numeric, month short, day. Let's just do that for now. So we don't want that we don't want the date in the H2. We wanted the title in there, and this will just be in a span above it. Okay, so the link href span, put that in there, and put the post title in an H2. Okay, so I got some red curlies. Property title does not exist on type collection entry block. I think it does. And we just need to kind of let TypeScript catch up with us. Let's see if it shows up in here. Nope, not happy. Maybe I need to restart the server again. Nope. Let me just try and spit out the date. See what it thinks of that. It's not spitting out the stuff that we need here. Oh, okay, there we go. It just doesn't have the stuff inside of it. Post.date, post.title. It says it doesn't have that. Okay. Well, we have config TS here. Date and title defined on the schema. Post.slug is on there. Let's try TypeScript to tell us what it does have. Alright, TypeScript. Tell me what you have in post. Come on. I will say that I'm not very impressed with the development experience at the moment. Everything is very slow. Interesting, that's kind of a side effect of putting a slug at the very beginning there. Okay, let's see what we got here. Did it generate the types for us? ID, slug, body, collection, data. It doesn't have name, and it doesn't have title and date. How do I tell this to, let me just like save this file and see if it rebuilds it. Update types.d, okay, so it did update that now. I'm still not seeing There's no title or date in this types file. Z dot, let's make this a string. See if it likes that any better. Okay, still not putting any types on there. What am I missing? What am I missing? Date, okay, so before I added this date thing, I thought I was able to get the title at least, because we're using it to generate the No, we're not. Yeah, okay, post.data.title. Post.data.title. Maybe that's the issue. Data.date. Data.title. Happy with that now. I think it might be happy with that. Let's refresh that page. Server crashed. Okay. Let's try that. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's put our formatting on the date back. .to locale. What was it again? It was okay. Hey, there we go. Look at that. Nice. Okay, our page is not using the layout. How do we tell the page to use a layout? So this one, the home page is going to be Seth Caleb Weeks on the title. And then on here, we're going to put a layout around this. We have to import the layout. See if it does an auto import for us. Layout. Nice, it did. I'm going to do title equal to the post title. Post dot data dot title. So if I click on one of these guys, I should still see my banner at the top. Okay, still got the banner at the top, and then the name of the page should be the name of the post. It is. Very cool. Okay, so I certainly have a lot more styling to do. I really want to get Tailwind working, but for tonight, I'd like to see how to actually deploy this to a GitHub pages for now. So, I know that there was something about that in here. Deploy your Astro site to GitHub Pages site. Okay. You can deploy an Astro site to GitHub Pages using GitHub Actions to automatically build. Astro maintains official with Astro Action to deploy your project with very low configuration. Set the site and, if needed, base options in Astro config MJS. Site should be your username at github.io or https mycustomdomain.com. I remember that I was able to have other sites on my account. Let me see. I've got a couple in here that have custom domains. So I've got, for instance, Noah Shad's website on GitHub pages. Let's see here. How do I have this set up? I have a custom domain set up, but I want to see if I can do this without a custom domain. So it's built from a GH pages branch. Because I really only have one branch there. All right, so if I have a new repository, call this Astro blog. Okay. Site should be your username at .github.io. Base should be your repository's name, / Okay. Website to root is my repo rather than the default /. Okay. Okay. So let's put this into define config in here. Seth Caleb weeks.github.io, and this was going to be called Astro blog. Okay. Don't set a base parameter if your repository is named your username.github. You're using a custom domain. Okay. If you did not previously have a value for base set and are only configuring this value so that you can deploy to GitHub, you must update your internal page links to now include your base. Huh. That's annoying. So all of our links have to be /astroblog. All right, we'll just keep going and see if this works. Create a new file in your project at github.workflows/workflows, deploy YAML, and paste in the YAML below. Deploy Hub to GitHub pages on push to main. Allows you to work this from main actions tab, permissions, contents, reads, pages, right, ID token, right. Is there a copy feature on this thing? No, just have to select it. Check out your repository using git, install, build, and upload your site with Astro Action. Path the root location of your Astro project inside the repository, optional. The node package manager that should be used to build and install your dependency builder site automatically detected based on your log file, optional. Okay. So for now, I think that should be good. Okay, how to deploy. Note the Astro action takes a few optional inputs. These can be provided by uncommenting the with line and the input you want to use. The official Astro action scans for a log file to detect your preferred package manager. You should commit your package managers automatically. On GitHub, go to repository settings, find the pages, choose GitHub Actions as source, press save. Commit the new workflow file, push it to GitHub. Okay. Let's give this a try. So, we've got a git ignore already. Let's make sure that git ignore is also ignoring, it is ignoring .astro already. ignoring node modules, and okay, I think that's all right. So we're going to initialize a Git repository in here. We're going to add everything in it. We're going to commit the first one. We're going to rename the branch to main. We're going to add the origin. And we're going to push it. All right. Something's bugging out with my computer today. What's going on? What's going on? Git push you origin. Okay. Let's now go to pages, set it to GitHub Actions, and what did it say? It said choose GitHub Actions as the source of your site and press save. There's already a workflow there. Maybe I just didn't catch it in time when I went to here. Maybe it's already running. First commit. Deploy to GitHub pages. Okay, it says it's committed. Let's give it a try. I go to sethkaleweeks.github.io/Astro blog. Hey, look at that. And the links did work. Okay, so we didn't have to worry about that issue where... Okay, some of them did. Some of our links work. Okay, so this one is because it's a relative link, is that why? href, just that. Okay, but this one is saying explicitly the base path. Interesting. Okay, so this won't be an issue when I actually do it on my own personal website, though. All right, so I'm probably gonna call it quits for tonight, but I'm gonna try and move everything over from Jekyll to Astro, just because Astro gives me more control using more of a components development experience, which I'm more used to than Jekyll. I'm not really familiar with how Jekyll works, so a little painful, but we got something working in the end.